Callum Merton had only lived in Sycamore Ridge for 2 days before he realized something was wrong. The neighborhood was pristine, rows of identical houses stretching in perfect symmetry. Red doors, white fences, trimmed grass so exact it looked fake. Except his house. His had a black door. No number. The fence was missing. The lawn wasn't unkempt, just different. Thicker, slower to grow. The builders called it a last-minute custom model. One-of-a-kind layout, they'd said. But no one had ever lived in it before. The neighbors didn't knock. They waved when he passed, but never came close. When Callum approached them, conversations ended quickly. Smiles that didn't reach their eyes. That night, he lay in bed and heard footsteps overhead. The second floor was empty. The lights were off. No pets, no guests. He checked, flashlight in hand. Nothing. Then he noticed it. A window at the end of the upstairs hallway. Narrow, frosted, perfectly symmetrical to the others. Except he couldn't see it from outside. The next morning, he stood in front of his house, staring up. There was no window, just blank siding where one should have been. As he walked back inside, the black door creaked behind him, on its own. He turned. The hallway was just as he'd left it, but now, at the end of it, the frosted window was wide open, and something had left muddy footprints on the stairs. The flyer arrived in his mailbox without a stamp. A glossy invitation to Sycamore Ridge's upcoming block party, complete with a cheerful cartoon map of the neighborhood. Callum scanned the grid of streets, searching for his lot. His house wasn't there. Lot 47, where he lived, was just a blank space. No label, no outline, just white. He walked across the street to ask his neighbor, Ms. Delaney. She opened the door a crack and smiled too wide. "Oh, that's just a misprint, dear. Nothing to worry about." "But it's not there," he said, showing her the flyer. Her smile faltered for half a second, then returned. "There's nothing there, sweetie. Always has been." She shut the door. Back inside, Callum checked his GPS for directions to the hardware store. The blue dot pulsed in the middle of an empty field. No roads, no houses. He refreshed the app, still blank. When he got home that evening, the air inside the house felt heavier. Not hot, just dense like walking underwater. The floorboards were slightly warped near the kitchen. The hallway seemed narrower. And in the bathroom, beside his toothbrush, sat a second one. Identical. Blue. Damp. He lived alone. No one had visited. No one else had a key. He tossed it in the bin and didn't sleep that night. At 3:11 a.m., he heard the sound of brushing teeth from the bathroom. Software rhythmic, deliberate. When he opened the door, the mirror was fogged, and both toothbrushes were wet again. Callum started hearing sounds beneath the floor. Not rats or pipes, movement, shuffling, scraping, breathing. It came from the basement, which he rarely visited. One evening, flashlight in hand, he finally went down. The concrete walls were smooth and untouched, except for one jagged crack behind the furnace. A thin vertical slit, like something was trying to split through from the other side. He ran his hand along it. Plaster flaked away. Underneath was wallpaper. Blue, with a repeating floral pattern. Familiar. It was the same wallpaper he'd seen in Ms. Delaney's hallway across the street. The one she proudly claimed was custom. He peeled more away, wood paneling beneath, clean, fresh, numbered. A faint 46A was etched into one corner. Inside the wall cavity, tucked between beams, was an envelope. No stamp, no name. Inside, a photograph. It showed his living room. Not as it looked now, but redecorated. Different furniture, a yellow couch, a child's drawing on the fridge, and someone in the photo. A man, facing away from the camera. But it wasn't Callum. The shape was wrong. The posture was wrong. and in the reflection of the TV screen, Callum saw his own face, standing behind the man, grinning. Back upstairs, the air was colder, the lights flickered, the photo was gone from his hands. But the yellow couch now sat in his living room. Callum stopped trusting the layout of his home. Doors no longer opened where they should. His bathroom now mirrored Ms. Delaney's exactly, right down to the chipped tile near the tub and the humming light above the mirror. His bedroom windows now overlooked a street that shouldn't exist. A looping road lined with identical houses, all dark, all facing his. He stepped outside, gripping his phone, and walked next door to the Harrisons. He needed answers. "Can I borrow some sugar?" he asked, forcing a smile. Mr. Harrison smiled back, then opened the door wider. "Come on in, Ben." Ben. Inside, everything was the same as his own, not just similar, identical. Same picture frames, same candle scent, same faint scratch on the dining table corner. Equals. But on the wall, family photos. Mr. and Mrs. Harrison, their kids, and Callum, wearing different clothes, smiling, holding one of the kids. "I'm not Ben," he whispered. Mrs. Harrison tilted her head. "You're always so funny when you get like this." He left in a daze. Back home, the couch had changed again, now dark red. His kitchen smelled like someone else's cooking. That night, he found a journal under his bed. He didn't remember writing in it. The first page read, "Ben Merton, Day 1 in Sycamore Ridge." But the handwriting was his. Callum packed a bag by morning. He didn't remember sleeping. The house felt tighter now, like the walls had subtly moved inward overnight. Every time he opened a door, he hesitated. The rooms were almost right. His bedroom smelled like perfume he didn't own. His mirror reflected a coat he hadn't hung. The water from the tap came out warm first. He walked out the front door. The air snapped cold. Every neighbor stood outside, silent, still, watching him. He hurried to his car and stopped. The driveway was gone. His car sat half-sunken in a patch of grass, like it had never been driven. Weeds reached through the grill. The wheels were soft, deflated. Dust coated the windows. His phone GPS showed no location. He tapped the screen. It flashed, then went black. In a panic, he ran, street after street. The neighborhood folded on itself. Every turn brought him back to his house. Every house now had the black door. No numbers, no fences, all identical, all his. He screamed for help. No one came. That night, the upstairs window, once frosted, now wide open, let in a deep blue light. Inside the empty extra room, the floor was stripped bare. He took a crowbar and began breaking through. Beneath the wood was concrete. Beneath that, soil. Beneath that, nothing. An impossible void. Then a knock at the door. 3 soft taps. He opened it. Standing on the porch was himself. Older, smiling, holding a key. "Welcome home, Ben," the other said. "I've been keeping it warm." Behind him, the neighborhood shifted again. Rows of empty lots blinking into existence, waiting to be filled. And behind Callum, the house closed its door, sealed, complete, ready for the next.